There we go. There's the dulcet tones of Ixion playing. Couldn't get the sound to work for a second there. Let's go live. Hey, Neil, yeah, it was scheduled. I thought it was in Discord. Did I not schedule it in Discord? Yeah, it's scheduled in Discord. It wasn't scheduled on YouTube, though. But it was in Discord. It was in the events. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Crash Test. Hey, Lightning. You're playing D&D on the side, but your poor party, they need your full attention. I'm guessing you're playing online, Lightning? Alright, stream 5.2, prepare for the Perdizy. Cycle 604, is that how far through the game we are? Damn. Oh, good. I should have scheduled it on YouTube as well. I just don't like doing it too much, I don't know. Weird issues I have about scheduling things, I don't know why. I'm awkward about it, scheduling it on YouTube but not on the Discord. I hope everybody's having a really lovely Friday. It is a beautiful Saturday here. Oh well, Dr. Doctor has appeared. Throw rock. Cool. What are you playing, Lightning? What is your class and race? Alright. The station is now vulnerable to meteorological event damage. Well, that's not a good thing to start on. Where are we right now? Okay. Let me just get caught up. We're trying to prepare for the Perdizy, so we need to develop the countermeasures using Tech Lab. We need to build enough batteries for at least 4 sectors to have backup power for 5 cycles. We're also trying to open 2,000 cryonic pods, which we are really far behind on. And we need to locate a viable planet for colonization. We also need to stay alive, and we need to avoid the horrible back and forth that is occurring from the horrible weather that's in the system. Me too, Crash Test. Me too. I cannot wait for that update. We'll get to. Well, I'll do a stream this week, and I'll probably do a stream next weekend as well. We'll get some games in with the community. What's the situation in the Tycoon right now? I am trying to build another solar panel. That's good. Looks like we're fully stocked on corpuscles. I think we're in the corpse field. I think it might actually be worth building another one of these here to hold dead bodies. Not dead bodies, frozen bodies. I think that's worth it. I will just make sure that in the stock area, this section is set to max, because I really feel, yeah, we need to get as many people in here as possible. And I'm not going to forget the drive upgrades. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. So the big thing I did last time was I was queuing up techs. Turns out, yeah, they're all totally optional, Amy. Turns out you can't queue up as much research as I thought we could, which means that I wasn't actually doing any research at all for quite a while. First thing we're going to get here are the drive upgrades for the Tycoon. I think they're extremely important. That's EKB engine 1. So we've got post-lunar plasm chambering, which gives us 20% faster move speed. Yes, please. That's a big one. Yep. You and Dr. Doctor are on the same page there, Crash. I'm not going to queue up technology. That way I'll get a notification every time it finishes researching, and I'll know to do another one. How many colonists do we have before we unpause as well? We currently have 135 colonists in Sector 1, and that's it. We might need to look at training some more colonists as well. We want to try and get that objective knocked out. Another thing to check. We have we have 5 cycles worth of power in Sector 1. We have 5 cycles worth of power in Sector 2. We have 3 cycles worth of power in Sector 3, so we need to work on that. We also have 4 cycles of power in Sector 6, so we need to work on that. Another thing I'm distinctly aware of is we probably need to get more for food production online, because I think we're starting to come up against the limits of what we can do. So I think we need to get another farm in place along here. Now that is going to push us quite hard in terms of power, but we are building more solar panels. I'm just going to queue up another crop farm. We do need to get algae farm research done probably sooner rather than later, but let's start with this. We have a really high demand for electronics at the moment. We don't have a lot of silicon coming into the station. What is our mining? Look at all the stuff we're going to catch up on before we actually start unpausing the game. Future dead bodies. Hey, Miss F's, how's it going? I hope it does. I really hope it does. Okay, right. So we need silicon. We've got silicon sources. Are we actually mining the silicon? We don't have any of our ships prioritizing silicon. That's not good. We actually could do with another mining ship. Do we have a slot for another mining ship in the station? Wow, there's so much to happen. Okay. So we have no empty slots here. We have no empty slots here. And in Sector 3, we have no empty slots. Okay, so we only have room for 3 mining ships. And we have, what, 4 cargo ships? Oops. Yeah, we've got 4 cargo ships. 5 cargo ships? That feels like one too many. 4. Yeah, I think 5 cargo ships may be too many cargo ships. I don't think we need all of these. I think the Ark is the problem. That's the one we got for Rest for the Child. I think we could probably get rid of the Eldrimir and replace it with another mining ship. Not sure, though. Another mining ship that could focus on silicon with iron as its secondary focus would be a good idea. The other option is we change the Parade right now to focus on silicon and have iron as its secondary. I think we'll just do that for now and see how that plays out. We also don't have any of our ships picking silicon or carbon up, I just noticed. So we're going to make carbon your priority, we're going to make silicon your priority, and we'll make these secondaries for you. The Eid is the one we got for the child. Let's remember that. Let's not ever get rid of the Eid. Now, the other problem we've got is that all of our landing bays are full of corpuscles. They're all full of corpuscles, which means we're not landing other materials. We also... These are going to be built into iron stores. Yeah, once, but we need to turn this back on. Let's not demolish this yet. I actually need this to not be destroyed at the moment. Oh, great. It needs to be rebuilt. Because we don't have anywhere to store it at the moment. Okay. I guess it's the Eid. Not Prid. I don't know. I'm having a moment, I think. Okay, let's unpause and get things started. So we're currently... Where is the Darwin at the moment? The Darwin is... the Darwin is investigating Crook P51. That's fine. In terms of housing, I think everyone is okay with housing. People are neutral here, which is scary. I would like to get us out of the debris field if we can, because this just makes everyone sad. But definitely our biggest issue right now is the fact that we just don't have enough room to store corpuscles. Once we get this second storage bay up and running, we should be able to clear out a lot of the backlog. We may need to look at building a landing bay here as well, though I was hoping to avoid it. I'm also considering moving carbon production, so alloy production, from Sector 1 into Sector 3 now that we've freed up some space. I actually think that's a really good idea. We could build a polymer refinery. It doesn't quite fit, but it could fit here. No, it can't fit there. Damn. Well, what we could do then is maybe move this, if I demolish that, and build it here instead. I wonder how to put it. That's a bit awkward. We'll just put it there for now. That could be an alloy store, and then we could put a polymer refinery here. But we do definitely need the silicon to come in to build the circuit boards that we need to build all of this stuff. And that's our main problem right now, is we don't have enough. What's your problem? Oh, you can hold iron for now. So we need to put the raw iron somewhere. And we also need, we're in desperate need of circuit boards are a big problem right now. They're a really, really big problem. We're also low on food in Sector 6. Let's check research management for that. So Sector 6 is currently set to have 20 food. What does it need every month? They need 21 food. Okay, so let's just change that to 25 food, just to make sure that they're getting a slight surplus. Ooh, right, I think I can calm down for a second. That was just like an intense, what, 5-10 minutes of just getting back up to speed with where we were. It's all about the silicon production right now. That's our biggest concern. At least food is comfortable for the moment. We also need to get more batteries built. We do actually have a lot of alloy right now, so I am going to spend some resources building batteries. Although I think what I was trying to do is research bigger batteries. I think that was my goal. Oh, we actually finished... No, we haven't finished. The EKP engine research is finished. We can now get the Fraus tachyon injector, which I think I'm just going to go straight for. That's another 30% movement speed. I think having high movement speed on the Ixion is actually a really good idea. Okay, we've opened 10% of the cryopods we need to open to complete the Ark of Humanity. We also have our first waste disposal unit. We've got a mushroom farm here. We built this last time. This is augmenting our food quite considerably. I think it produces 9 food every... Is that... Yeah, 9 food every 3 cycles using 6 waste. Yeah, the rocks and dirt are a big problem. The bigger issue is actually just that we have backlogs of materials in our docking bays. That's the biggest issue. Stockpile failed to transfer. Okay, that's fine. So we're having stockpile transfer failures now as well. Yeah, exactly. The bad weather was a huge problem last time. The other thing we need to be on top of is when the storm moves next time, we need to be ready for it, and we need to have all of our stuff actually coming back to the Tycoon. That's a big deal. We could move the Tycoon to Kruk P41. That might actually be a good idea, because that takes us out of the corpse cloud. How big a move is that? 2.4 cycles. All of our locations could make that move. 5.4, 5.7, 3.4, 4.4. I think we make the move to Kruk P41. It puts us a little bit further away from some of our resources, but just gives us a little bit of breathing space if the storm starts coming back this way. So I want to make that move now. And just getting out of the corpse cloud, I think, is a good idea. It just helps with everybody feeling sad. And I think having, like, literal thousands of corpses banging against the outside of the ship would be pretty depressing. I want to lay the foundation for our new polymer factory as well, which is going to go here. Oh, they haven't removed this yet. Okay. I'm concerned about that as well, mishaps, but I think we can probably just get out of the way if that happens. Because I think it should hopefully maybe appear out on the outer system. I'm hoping, and give us a little bit of warning. We'll see. Okay, I just realized that we're setting up advanced analysis infrastructure. That's right. So why is that not happening? Do we not have a shuttle set to deliver the what's the Diogenes doing? It's waiting to dock. So that means that where it's docking is full. So it's probably waiting to dock here, which is full of corpses. Okay, that's a big problem. We need to move these guys out of here. I wonder if I just build... I feel like I'm absolutely just smashing down maintenance bays right now. But let's just put a standard maintenance bay here for bodies, just to try and start clearing this. This is a big problem. We can't land anything here while it's full. There's also research to increase the size of these by 10%, which isn't a lot, but I might do that just to give us a little bit of breathing room. We'll see what happens after we complete the next one, and then we'll get a better idea of which one it is. Okay, a moment of calm. That's what I'm feeling right now. Is there anything else we need to probe? Any other points of interest we haven't discovered? This is a weird section here. I'm just looking at the points of interest indicator right now. No, there's no points of interest we haven't uncovered in the clear area yet. Is there any resources near here? There's some carbon. There's a little bit of everything here. Carbon and silicon, that would be quite good to mine out. Tycoon Hull might be a good idea as well. I think what I'm going to research is bigger batteries, and then I'll work on hull. It's weird how the game just doesn't play music for long periods of time. It always makes you think something is wrong. Okay, this is now under construction. This will hold another big bunch of bodies. And that should free up some space for us. So we should get a big influx of corpses coming over now. So I keep calling them corpses. They're not corpses. Of frozen bodies. Which should then free up some space in these locations here. Just alleviating that pressure a little bit. This is a big problem here. We're not landing any silicon while this is full of iron. But at least the iron is being consumed, so there is a continual emptying. And we also don't have all of our ships mining iron anymore, so they're not flooding us with that resource, which is what they were doing before. You can definitely see how I panicked a little bit last time. This guy is unfortunately offloading iron, but we should start getting some silicon deliveries soon.
A probe has completed its scan.
That's good. That's just a little collection of resources near our new location. Yeah, you're probably right, Mishaps. It is exactly to leave me unsettled. We have 1,600 people alive on the Tycoon right now, which I'm pretty proud of. Okay, something just got constructed. I'm not sure what that was. It was probably... not sure what got constructed. Oh, it was a probe. Okay, we are short a little bit of carbon for this next solar array, which we need to be very on top of.
An accident has occurred in the
We also need to remember to build fire stations. That's right. Fire stations are pretty important right now. We don't have enough of them. Let's get rid of this road here. It has no reason to exist. Same with this road here. And I'll just connect up here. Why is this not being deconstructed? I'm not sure why this is not being deconstructed. Maybe because it's turned off? That could be the problem. This farm was obviously still a ways away from being built. Our population here, we have 240 people with housing for 250. So we are actually going to need to get another cell housing online here sooner rather than later. We might as well get started with that. They don't actually cost very much to build. And we have the power available for it as well, because they actually require very little power. So it's going to get another cell house built so we can accommodate the people we're waking up. Okay, yeah, they're finally starting to deliver the alloys we need to complete that mission, but it's going to be a chokehold until we can clear this out. And we're not doing any researching until that's done either. Let's speed time up a little bit. There's no point in just... we're just waiting for stuff to happen right now. Do you have a load of silicon? You could iron. You're going back to pick iron. No, you're... So, yeah, okay, that's a big problem. They're not actually dumping iron. Let's actually, just for the meantime, let's get everybody to stop collecting iron. Let's get both of these on silicon. Let's get them to prioritize silicon. Let's get you to prioritize silicon too, a little bit more than iron. We'll just set iron to lowest requirement, because we've got an iron surplus right now. We actually have one circuit board, so one of the things we queued up will get built now, which is good. And we're starting to clear out some space. That's excellent. Now that I think about it, I'm really unhappy with the placement of this. But we'll get there. Silicon's coming in. Excellent. Okay. That's good. That's good. Let's get those circuit boards built. Let's make sure that we haven't got auto train on. No, training automatically is off. Ooh, how's everybody doing, by the way? I just kind of launched into the stream pretty full on. Oh, yeah, Lightning, you never told us what you're playing. My D&D game is on a little bit of a hiatus right now due to some stuff happening in our personal lives, but we'll be back on soon. Okay, food production looks good. Yeah. Oh, we're slowly clearing out the backlog here. I want to set this to high priority. I want to make sure it gets built first if possible. Let's just make sure that all of our zones are set to hold 1 electronics. Yeah, 1, 1. Sector 2 set to 1. Okay, cool. So it's set to distribute electronics between each zone. That's good. And the new housing is under construction as well. Wow. Unfortunately, we can't move our science ship until it completes its current mission, so we just have to wait for the 50 alloys to be brought in here. Cool. That's awesome, Lightning. I hope you're having a really good time. I know the farms aren't going to be aligned, and it is very frustrating. There's nothing I can really do about it, because if I get rid of the road, then this farm will no longer be connected. I had a long think about it. There's no way around it. Unless... No, there is a way around it. If I do this... I can then remove this road and move the farm over by 1. Ah, but then we won't be able to fit all the fields in. I don't think. We'll have to move these. But we can do that.
Accident has occurred in the tycoon.
So now I can, once this is being, I can now remove this road, and then I can put the farm here. Oh, I could also put it behind the stockpiles. Yeah, I could actually could have just flipped it around, couldn't I? Oh well. Yeah, I could have just flipped it around. Let's actually do that. That's a better way of doing it. So I don't actually need this road at all. No, I do need this road because I needed to film this. It's okay. We've still got this road here. This road will connect us to the next sector. If I just do this, we're now connected to the next sector. We still need this road to connect to this farm. Okay. It's not super important because we haven't got the circuit board for it, but I'm glad that we all wanted to get that fixed. The alignment here is annoying me, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. Okay, that's good. This is now online, which means I can deconstruct both of these. I'm gonna have to do some shuffling because eventually I'm gonna rebuild this here in the same spot that these were in. And then we'll have all of this space free. Because this only requires 8 jobs, these require 5 jobs, so it's freeing up 2 jobs for more storage. Hey Brian, how's it going? Good to see you. Sector 1 is low on food. Yes, my Australian time zone is difficult. I should move it. What should I do? You could move the farm 1 to the left and fit the road. If I do that, Amy, everything is misaligned, which is what everybody was unhappy about before. It's the problem. Okay, now that this is gone, I can now build another stockpile here. Set it to alloys. Why is this not being dismantled? I want this to be dismantled. I don't know why it isn't. Thank you, Cyberspark. I really appreciate you translating all of that stuff. It definitely sounds very vindictive, the stuff you're translating. If anyone isn't aware, Cyberspark has been translating the encrypted text that comes up in some of our decisions. And it sounds like someone is judging Dolos for what they've done in those texts, which is very curious. Oh, I remember why that road's there. That road there is to tell me how close I need to put the cell housing to the road. Okay. Oh, excellent. We're starting to make our metal deliveries over here, which is really good. We actually are full on silicon, which is hilarious. Our stockpile is full right now on silicon. That's why I want to replace all of our stockpiles with these double stockpiles. It is very creepy, isn't it? Filthy Donuses. I tried to do a Golem accent there and it just didn't work. I don't know if anyone had a chance to catch it, but I linked a YouTube video in the Discord this week. A friend of mine is playing through Wildermyth, which is an isometric tactics fantasy game. And see you later, Cyberspark. Have a good one. And they're playing on an incredibly hard difficulty, but they're also voice acting the whole thing. They want to get into voice acting, so they're using it as a way to practice. And they got me involved in their latest episode, which was a lot of fun. Oh, brilliant. This is online. Okay, excellent. We can now dismantle this. Move it here. And anyway, yeah, I guest starred in the episode I put up. If you want to check it out at some point. And also just throw him a hi or something. No requirement, just thought people would be interested. Okay, we're low on carbon, but that's because we can't land any. See ya, mishaps. Have a good one. Give us a shout if you pop back in. I've been looking forward to streaming Ixion all week, actually. And Terra Invicta. Terra Invicta is really fun right now. I need to get another Regiments video done this weekend, and the next Xenonauts one done as well. Xenonauts is proving very popular, which is great, because I'm really enjoying it. And for those not in the know, there is currently one of the final votes for the High Fleet campaign up on the Discord right now. After this vote, we only need to vote on the Intrepids and the Varyaks, and then there'll be one last vote where we do a bracket for every ship type for the final thing, and we're done. We can actually start the campaign, which I am extremely excited for. 6:30 p.m. is not bad. It's kind of to make up for you a little bit, Neil, having to get up at 4 a.m. for Terra Invicta, which I didn't realize it was that early for you, and I feel really bad about. Oh, okay, the ship's coming back together. Hull integrity's taken a bit of a hit. Because they're actually building the solar panel. Okay, that's fine. That's great news. Just waiting for these to finish construction, and we'll be able to rearrange stuff again. Okay, everybody's hungry, but we've just had a meal cycle. And we do not have a lot of food stockpiled here at the moment. I think, oh, there's 57 food sitting here. So yeah, we are just waiting for food to be moved around. That should be fixed in a second. Yeah. It's not the last High Fleet ship pull. There's 2 more pulls to go, and then there's 1 more pull after that, but it's the last really big one. It's the one that's been taking the most time to put together. Huge thank you to TRM for taking the time to screenshot the 108 ships I think they needed to take pictures of. It was a lot of work, and I really appreciate the amount of work they put into it. It's been a long road, but we're almost there. Hopefully you can understand the juggling that I'm doing here with resources. What's the capacity on these? Oh, it's massive. Excellent. We're going to get these for pretty much all of our resources in this zone. Once we've cleared this out. So we'll have one for silicon as well. And that will really help us out with our problems that we're having with resources getting stuck in the dock. No iron. That's the iron backlog dealt with. Okay, now we can dismantle this. But when both of these clean out, we'll have all of this space open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on building any more until we get the rest of the buildings that we need. Oh, I'm going to be playing 1.15 even if 1.17 comes out. Because the ships were made for 1.15 and it wouldn't be fair to try and upgrade them. Mining ships coming for a repair. So we should see some of the other stuff that's queued up with electronics getting built now. Yeah, you're right, Ryan, 1.15. This is really nice. The space saving we're getting here is excellent.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
Well, stop having accidents then. Seven people injured. Wow. We don't have enough room in the health station for everybody. I need to get a hospital built. I think I've unlocked hospitals. No, I haven't unlocked hospitals yet. A hospital's quite high on the list. 7 people injured in Sector 1. What is the current status of our where is our medical center? Do we not... Yeah, here it is. So it's full, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Okay, enough people are about to leave the hospital that it's fine.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Where's the request? Administrator, despite its thorough chemical processing and convincing synthetic flavoring, food-producing waste is proving to be unpopular with the crew. Often, the crew could naturally make jokes about the parallels between the food and their garbage, but sometimes the seeds of discord grow in the soil of humor. That's a terrible pun. Promise to turn the mushroom walls off for at least 30 cycles. What do they expect, Crab Thermidor? And you will become waste again. This will obviously make them happy, but the food, I just can't afford. I need the food right now. I'm sorry, everybody. You just have to keep eating waste from the mushroom wall. Enjoy the diversity in your diet is what I say. That's what it's really about. I'm going to change stock slightly so that this place doesn't keep any. The only thing that's come out, Ryan, is that on... Was it Labor Day? I'm not sure what day it was. It might have been Labor Day in Russia. Constantine posted a teaser about mechs, like big giant walkers being added to Hive Fleet. But that's literally all there's been. Okay, so this is all done. I think this farm is now under construction, or will be momentarily. I think there's a delivery happening. What else were we looking for electronics to build? Nothing here. Okay, it's just filtering out. It's good to have one electronic stored here. Okay, people are getting hungry. That's a problem. How are we doing on the research? We're still waiting on deliveries. How much more do we need? Quite a lot more metal needs to be delivered, unfortunately. Okay, we'll just have to wait on that. Speed time up again. I want to start building support units here, but I don't want to do it until this has been built. Or this has been built. We need electronics for both of them. Okay, this is now under construction. Excellent. We're going to maybe have to move some people into this zone, but I think we've got quite a lot of free workers here. We've got 252 workers. We require 169, so yeah. Oh, someone has attacked the DLS sector. Alright, let's get some farms up and running. Some fields. Make sure they're aligned. I'm going to put them here just so they fit. We'll start with 3 and see how that looks. Browse Chakion has been unlocked. Now, the next thing I was going to look at... I said what it was, but I've forgotten what it is. Battery tech. I want to upgrade our batteries. Where are the batteries? Battery tier 1. I want to unlock battery tier 2. They just hold more power. So we now have the fastest ship we can get. We've got plus 10%, plus 20%, plus 30%. I don't think that stacks, by the way. So I think it is 30%. P. Stanford is what Starfication has always destroyed. He is a selfless person, someone who does what he does without his ego coming to play at any time. So we try to make sure that the Dolus research environment provokes this kind of behavior. We are still in spatial prehistory. In the future, we'll look at today's machines with an amused eye. The obvious roughness of our present tools is apparent. We just don't realize it yet. One of Faust's greatest discoveries was of particles found in self-similar space. By utilizing these, we should be able to further improve the propulsion of the EKP engine. And then the flavor text for battery tier 2 is... When Venier's mother died in Darksand when he was only 12 years old, Venier inherited Dolus. This event led to the transformation of Dolus into the huge private corporation it is today. So Venier didn't found the company. That's some interesting lore. I would really like to get all of these farms online, really. And then it's just done. But I do want to watch our work requirements, because they are quite sharp, as are the power requirements. Let's build another 3 and see how we look. 1, 2, 3. This is just future-proofing our food situation, really. And then I'll need to move these 2 maintenance facilities. I could put 1 here and 1 here, maybe. No, but what I could do is put in a large food. This is okay, hang on. I could put a large food store here, and then move the mess hall here. So if I do that, if I do food mess hall, move this here, and then after our next feeding thing, we'll delete this and make a large food store here. I can delete this food store. Is it? I'll keep checking out the flavor text then. That's hilarious. So we're just going to wait till the next meal cycle before I delete this.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
How are we doing? Okay, this stockpile's online. Fantastic. We're on extra hours here because people are sick right now. Let's move a couple of workers into Sector 1, maybe. I'm not sure how the walkers are going to work. I can only see them working as defenses for cities. There's no way they'd cross the desert. It's too big. How many workers have we got in Sector 6? We have 144 workers. Let's move, say... How many do we need here? Yeah, if we move 10 workers from Sector 6 to Sector 1, that should be fine. And deal with the fact that we're slightly overworked here. So I'm just going to wait for this meal cycle to go through before I do anything else and forget what I'm doing. I think it's one of the next cycles. Not yet. Actually, I have another. I just realized no, this isn't a mess hall. This is a farm. Okay,
Population transfer complete.
we're in a better position now. Things have calmed down a lot. Okay, and now I can afford to build. I'd love to put it along here. It's just slightly too big. But I think it makes more sense. Both ways are just slightly off, sadly. But I could get rid of all of this and reposition it, so that's fine. So if I do this, and then do this. We might have to rearrange this, but this is my initial idea. We'll set this up for silicon, and we can set this up... I don't know what I want this to be yet. We'll just leave it as is. We'll probably make it electronics to start with, actually. That means I can then get rid of these two. Free up some more stuff. Okay, we're just waiting for a meal cycle, like I said. We're short on 12 houses in Sector 6, and we filled up the cell housing already. Now, how sustainable is just throwing up cell housing going to be? How long can I do that before people get really unhappy here? Let's do it for now. We're just going to have to throw up another one. Just waiting for a meal cycle. I need to remember that before I move on to something else. We could actually build a large stockpile for ice as well. That might be really useful. Put that there, for example. It would do really nice there, but I think here's okay. Remembering that I also want to place down some of this.
A science ship team has completed.
Okay, dig site is done. Transmission from Darwin team on Crux P51. We have discovered unusual bacteriological formations in the geysers of P51. The bacteria are not only capable of arranging amino acids, but by utilizing geyser emissions as binding agents, they restructure mineral deposits and carve out basins around the geysers. Further groups of bacteria were found within these basins. We have named them bacterials Myers. I would like to carry out further behavioral analysis. What we're finding is on all of these planets, there's signs that the Ashtagonites, who seem to be focusing on biological technology, have been doing things. Conduct further tests. Why not? Find me out something interesting. Meal cycle. Great. After this meal cycle, we can delete this. I also want to get a large waste storage facility as well in here somewhere once we get the room for it. Okay, that's the meal cycle over. I can now delete this building. And we can now delete this building as well. Okay, this is about to be demolished, so we can now build another food storage facility here. I can put it back up here, but it doesn't really gain me anything apart from looking a little bit neater. But we could maybe fit another one. I don't think we could fit another one in here. No, we're one off being able to fit. We could maybe fit a medical bay or something in there. This is going to store food, which means I can demolish this. Although we need to wait until... I'm not going to demolish that until I get my electronics. That's a good point. Okay, I can now remove this silicon storage facility because we've got a better one. Nice. The things we're just slowly migrating into a more comfortable storage situation, which makes me really happy. Interestingly, we're not... hang on, what's going on with body storage? Sector 6 should have max cryonic pods. It wasn't set to migrate. Everyone else should really be set to min. Nobody else should be holding onto cryonic pods. Because they're just taking up space. Okay. We also need to make sure we're collecting carbon as well. I don't think we are at the moment. And it would be good to have one of the ships... I keep clicking on the wrong thing. One of the ships that's focused on silicon to instead... Okay, it is set to pick up carbon. We just don't have carbon. Nobody's digging carbon is the problem. This should be changed around to be like this. Yeah, there we go. So we get some carbon being delivered.
A science ship team has completed.
Alright, let's see what's going on here. The majority of the Maya bacteria live inside the geyser's tube. Small groups do exist externally that appear to have been excluded. Samples from within the geyser reveal an organized society that is not only able to propagate other types of bacteria, but can also use what has been described as tools exchanged via vesicular transfer. We theorize a bacteriological language, and with the help of a PA sent a message to the colony through appropriate stimuli. They responded. The colony has proposed to follow us on an expedition to the Tycoon. This will be a monumental undertaking as a single human cycle corresponds to several hundred of theirs. We have determined that the best way of transporting the bacteria will be to settle a small colony within the respiratory tract of one of the crew. Perhaps an extreme method, but it will provide the ideal conditions for the bacteria, an intelligent and aware species. This will surely open up a way for new perspectives. Everything I know about quarantine procedure and first contact, and this is such a dumb thing to do. What if everybody dies because this bacteria propagates in the respiratory systems and kills them? If we could form a symbiotic relationship with them somehow, that would be amazing, but it seems really stupid to say yes to this, right? Especially because we live on such a different time scale to them that there's no real meaningful back and forth between us and them, for sure. At the same time, I kind of want to do it. I have only read A Memory Called Empire. I have the second book on my reading list, so please don't spoil it. I really enjoyed Memory Called Empire. Great book. I think I'm gonna do it. Sorry, I did it. I can't believe I did it, but I did it. Hang on, there's circuitry here. Why are we not picking the circuitry up? It's just not marked as a high priority. Okay, there's only one to collect. Okay, things are looking pretty good at the moment, actually. We'll wait until we've got this built, and then I'll build a storehouse for circuits, and then we'll expand the farm a bit more. Is everything okay? Optimal. Neutral here. Why are they not happy? Oh, because they've got so many unopened cryonic pollens. Well, there's not much I can do about that, guys. We need to store them somewhere. And we are moving a lot of crew in here, so hopefully it'll get better. And there'll be 150 odd houses are about to open as well. I might just get another cell house being built, just so we're a little bit ahead of the game. Maybe just extend this road down here as well. How are we doing for power? How much is it going to cost us to build our next solar panel? Because we need to start thinking about that. Our next solar panel is going to cost 250 polymer and 5 electronics. That will be the first, unless you count the dog that we rescued, this will be the first time we bring something alien to the ship, yeah. And it goes against everything Star Trek has ever told me about breeding another species. But I don't care. I want my weird bacteria people. This is going to go so badly. I know it's going to go so badly, but I'm kind of excited for it. We're probably going to end up losing half the crew to some sort of disease, is what I expect is going to happen. Okay, everything's looking good here.
The science ship team has completed a task.
I haven't even read it yet. Final report of the Darwin. This is Mohammed. Tuscan, Devin, Emily, and Annalise are dead. The Darwin has been critically damaged. I'm engaging our emergency cryonics protocols now. If you're hearing this, please send help immediately. End of communication. So that went really badly. I thought it might. Okay, I need... Oh, okay. It retreated further across the solar system. The question is, do I now move to the destroyed command center while I can? in anticipation of it coming, or is it going to come back across, or is it going to reappear over here? What we could do is we could move to Crux P51, actually. That would be a good place to move to. That lets us hedge our bets. That's going to take us 2.6 cycles. I'm just going to order that move now. We're also going to have to build a new science ship. Oops. We lost 5% trust for that terrible decision. I knew it was a bad decision. But I still went for it. I need to build... So where do we lose the science ship from? Here. Can we please build a new science ship? Thank you. Do we actually have any polymers? There are no polymers in this zone. So what we need to do is we need to cancel this. Hang on, no. Come back in here. I need to cancel this construction. I need to come over to here, which holds our polymers. I need to reallocate the biceps to this sector here. Then I need to come back over here. I need to set the science ship to be constructed here. Because they can actually build it here. Alright. Which means we do quite urgently need polymers now. Because we don't have any polymers at the moment. So let's make sure that we're actually mining polymers. We do have polymers available. Does anyone set to prioritize them? Let's set... Oh no, that's not what I want. We need to set someone... Yeah, you are... Ms. Brunner is prioritizing polymers. That's good. Okay. Please nobody judge me too harshly for that decision. I knew it was going to go badly. I just went for it. Oh, what's happening Sector 6? Current stability is very, very low. What is the issue? Why are people angry? Oh, population is starving. Why is the population starving? Do we not have enough? 43. Oh, I'm not stockpiling enough food. That's what the problem is. Okay, we need to fix that. Let's set Sector 6 to max food. And I think we're going to need to build another food storage location here. So let's queue up a medium stockpile, which can go here. Actually, no, we can put it here. And I'll set it to food. Because we've just ended up accidentally starving everybody.
A new request awaits your attention.
Sector 6 lacks food while neighboring sectors plenty. Client protocols recommend a food transfer. Yeah, I'll pledge to transfer food. That's fine. The food will be sorted. That was my bad. I wasn't keeping up to it. That's I kind of did it just to see what would happen. Nice guys, like, why wouldn't I? Oh, so welcome to the stream. How's it going? Okay, tier 2 batteries have been unlocked. Let's have a look at hull upgrades for the ship. So we've got kinetic compensation jack, means 20% less damage, and deterioration while moving is reduced by 10%. I'm going to grab reinforced steel cladding first. Just going back, oh, we also need to read the flavor text here. By being fitted with large, scale-like cladding inspired by the skin of certain large lizards, the Tycoon should be able to limit hull attrition while using the EKP engine. We also have kinetic compensation jacks. With R&D completed after field analysis, the Tycoon's hull could be transformed. Creating a supporting framework of hydraulic jacks, these would absorb a large part of the impact should various astral bodies come in contact with the station. Pretty normal sounding research for those. Come on, let's get this food delivery on the way. It's definitely happening, right? Yeah, food is being diverted. It's because it was just a meal cycle. Sector 1 is only holding on to 12 food. That doesn't seem like enough. How much food does Sector 1 need to feed its population? Sector 1 needs 35 food, so let's make sure they're set to stockpile 35 food. We'll set them to stockpile 40 food. Sector 2 is set to stockpile 50 food, which I think is fine for them. They require 45 food, so that's fine. And then they just have all the leftover food here, which is also fine. Okay, good. So we're just waiting for the food to arrive here, but we're waiting for food production to complete. Which it should do soon. Here comes food now. Food is being delivered. And we've arrived at our destination. And we're still waiting on polymers to be produced for our ship to be ready. That's the main holdup right now. One disaster after another, really. Let's speed up time a little bit. I'm worried that we're not going to get the food arriving in time. It is coming, but it's coming really slowly. 7 more food needs to arrive and we're good. Here it comes. I can see the food coming. No, that wasn't food. Where's the food?
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
I think we're just waiting on food production to happen. Yeah. That's the issue right now. I like how this got built and there was instantly an accident. We can now demolish this. Okay, we need to build another maintenance facility, which we can put here. And that will hold our electronics. Which means I can now dismantle this. Which means I can now build the rest of the farm fields I need. One. I have to wait for it to go. There are a lot of injuries in Sector 6 right now. Now we've got lots of injured people there as well. Which isn't ideal, if I'm being completely honest. The other advantage about these bigger storage facilities is they actually have more drones, or more vehicles. Okay, that's all of our... how are we doing for water, actually? Water seems to be okay with 3 crop fields, which is great. I like how well this is lined up. Okay, so the food should now be arriving at Sector 6. Yes, that's done. Cool. And everyone should now get fed. As long as it all arrives before the next feeding section. Yeah, maybe that's exactly what they thought. They just jumped in. We need to get the train stations building, but we need quite a big stockpile of circuits for that. But I could probably queue them up. That would mean then I can build a drone station and we can get food delivered much faster. I'm just kind of watching the food situation here and hoping that it gets sorted out before we end up in a really bad situation. We need a lot more food to be delivered to Sector 6 right now and it's not coming through. Is what I'm noticing. Scrooge McDuck style, but it's food. I'm really concerned about food right now. It's just not coming fast enough. We're going to get another food cycle soon and we're going to have riots here because the food isn't coming fast enough. We have the food, it's just not being delivered quickly. Is my issue. We're probably actually going to need to build another one of these pretty soon. Yeah, we actually need to build another one now. We need another mess hall. I could put it back here. Yeah, big food concerns right now. We need a lot more food to be delivered here before the next meal cycle, and I don't know if we're going to make it. At least Sector 1 now has max food, except it doesn't because it needs to build its stockpile back up. We fell quite far behind in food there. Let me rethink this. We need to say that Sector 1 holds no food. Sector 2 holds no food. And Sector 1 holds no food. So that it all gets transferred to Sector 6 right now. There's food in them. Everyone is fine because they've got food in their mess halls. They don't need food right now in their storage. Once we've fed Sector 6, we can redistribute. But right now, the food needs to get delivered, like, really urgently. Should be a flood of food coming in a second. I'm getting very concerned. I think we've got a meal cycle coming. It's a meal cycle. Right, this is really bad. If this food doesn't arrive before the end of the cycle, it's gonna be riots. Here it comes, but is it fast enough? We did another 10 food, I think.
New request awaits your attention.
We recovered the cryopod of Mahaba Jalib. They're exposed to serious bacteriological contamination during their mission on Crockett 51. Munchie security protocols recommend the removal of such a cryopod to avoid epidemic. I think we should just carefully study it. We could destroy it or carefully study it. I want to carefully study it. That can't go wrong. Surely we can get something good out of this event chain. We need like 7 more foods to be delivered before the end of the cycle. That's all. We just need 7 more food. Where's the food? Here it comes. Why is it being delivered to Sector 1? That's why. 6. Okay. Deliver it to Sector 6. There's food right here. Deliver the food. Here it comes. We are cutting this so close, but I think we're going to make it. Oof, by the skin of our teeth. By the skin of our teeth did we just feed Sector 6. That could not have been closer. Okay, I need to rethink how I'm stockpiling here. I'm not doing this properly. We need to have a stockpile of 20 food in Sector 6. We need to have a stockpile of 20 food in Sector 1. That means there's a little bit of food being delivered to every sector, but they're not maxing anything out. Sector 3 doesn't need to hold food, but I want to get them to hold 10 food just so they've got something. Okay. That should sort our problems out. We should now get a stockpile of food in every region because they'll continually empty their stockpile to fill up the mess halls. Damn, that was close. That was really close to being GG. Like, wow, that was very, very dangerous.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
But we're okay, and we're producing a lot of food now. Our science ship is almost going to get built. We're just waiting on some more polymers being built. But the factory is working. Oh my, that was so dangerous. Almost fell over to food delivery, logistical issues. So, what we need to do is if we research drone base, construction and storage drones can be used to quickly transfer up to 10 units of resource at a time between sectors. I think they fly outside the station, I'm not sure. We can then also look at getting a health center built and an exo fighting drone. See, that's what I thought as well, Crash Test, but if I do that, what happens is it prioritizes delivering all the food to one region and the other regions don't get food. If I instead get them to deliver, say, 10 or 20% of the food required, that food continually gets taken out of the stockpile and then more food gets delivered to the region, and that way the deliveries are handled better, if that makes sense. So that's, if you look now, we've got food in every region coming in, whereas before that wasn't happening. Alright, Lightning, congrats on level 6. I think you get some pretty cool stuff at level 6, although I don't know what your homebrew class has. But a lot of classes get some cool stuff at 6. Okay, food is coming, which is great. Oh, we're actually full on waste here. We need to stockpile that waste more appropriately. We can't let waste build up, or that's another endgame scenario. We might need another mushroom wall somewhere. What we could do is we could build a mushroom wall in this sector over here. Then build a maintenance facility to store waste. Connect this up. Now, hang on. How much power is this going to use? This is going to use 5 power. Okay, we're okay for power. And then I'll set the policy here to collect waste, and we'll deliver waste here as well. Because we're not actually producing any waste here. So they'll just take the excess waste. Fly spell's pretty good. Can do a lot of fun. One of my characters in my game has a magic broom, and they spend every battle really high up in the air. Although they learned very quickly that going like 60 feet up in the air was a really bad idea if they got knocked off the broom. So I think they hover like 12 feet off the air, so they don't take too much fall damage if they get knocked off it, which I think is really funny. Just having a cheeky sip of water there. So let's set this up as ice storage, and we'll set this up as waste storage. We could also maybe get rid of this cryonic center, actually. We don't need this anymore, and we can get rid of this stockpile too. And that'll free up some space here. And I could maybe put the waste storage here. I haven't unlocked algae yet, Lightning, that's the problem. One day. That's going to give us 3 circuits as well, which is really good. Haste is a nuts spell as well, but Fly just opens up so many opportunities. No more opportunity attacks are being locked into combat. Alright, so we're going to change this over... I actually want to build a waste storage here, but we'll make this waste for the moment. Which is going to involve a lot of shuffling, unfortunately. And I can then just dismantle this. Oh, the problem I know is we've got waste building up in all of our food production facilities. now what I can do is when this is constructed, we'll set this to waste. I can't actually set it yet, which is weird. I have to set the policy. I don't want to set the policy until I can build the building. Okay, are we looking okay? Everything's looking alright. Oh, and our science ship has been built. I did notice that. So we now have... No, it hasn't been built. What's going on with our science ship? It's under construction. This is literally being built in front of our eyes. Science ship. Okay, now the science ship is built, we're back in action. The Archimedes can come here and just collect this research, and then we'll send it to Kruk P41. Find out what's going on there, and then we'll move across the system. We can finally get back into this. Let's speed time up a little bit. Sadly, I can't just eject waste into space for some reason. We have to treat it. So we either just destroy it, it gets burnt, or we can stockpile it to use in certain types of farms, like the mushroom farm. Okay, things are looking better. I wonder why this isn't being dismantled. I'm guessing there's just too much going on right now. Reinforced steel cladding has been researched. We can also pick up steel fiber patches now. Hull saturation whilst moving is reduced by 20%. The Tycoon is at a prototype station. It is not designed to last indefinitely in space. If its mission should be prolonged, keeping the hull in good condition will be a constant task. Let's research that. I'm actually going to queue up compensation jacks as well. I'll just get both of them going. I think they're going to be pretty fast as well. They're not very difficult techs. There you go. There is actually a factory I can research. There is the... Where is it? I've already researched it. I can't see it. Now, the waste treatment center, which lets me transform waste into alloy waste, 50 alloy, polymer, or 1 electronics, which is the other option is what we do with our waste, is we start turning into electronics, which I will probably investigate at some point. I'm only queuing 2 techs up, crash test. It's okay, I'm not hitting the limit. It's fine. It's okay. Okay, all the science has been retrieved from Archimedes. Let's send over to Krux P41 and find out what's going on over here. Also, I think we probably need to uncover some more resources, so let's just do that. There's a big silicon deposit and an iron deposit over here. That seems like a good place to start. I also actually really want to get working on a new solar panel. So let's start picking up the resources for that. It's going to take a long time to build, but that's our main issue. We could also look at building nuclear power plants. That's something to investigate as well. Maybe we need to look at, we could put a nuclear power plant in this sector. So for a nuclear power plant, we need water and transforms 1 hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. And it requires 20 power to get running. So we could look at building, it's a pretty big footprint, but we could put it in the corner here, put a docking bay next to it, and we could maybe start producing nuclear power here. Maybe have 2 of them. That's probably our next big job, I think.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. What I meant to click on was this. Just need to find a few more resources near our ship. Speaking of hydrogen, there's some there. Silicon here. Iron, silicon, and water over here. That's probably not bad. Not a lot of it, but we'll do that.
A science ship has arrived.
Yes, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. But they're pretty quick techs, and I'm aware of it right now, if that makes sense. Okay, we can now set this to waste. So let's set the policy for waste recycling, which does reduce the stability here by 1. And we'll start collecting waste. And then I think to counterbalance that, we're gonna have to build a park here. Oh, we haven't got an alternative life center actually. Let's get an alternative life center in zone. I could put one just here. And that will make people a little bit happier. They've got a pub to go to. They can have some parties. There's also a tech I can research where these will produce waste. The other thing I want to do in this situation is I want to set Sector 6 to import waste, but it can't do that yet. Why can't it import waste? Because I clicked on Sector 1. Sector 1. Why can't you... Ah, I just need to click this button. Let's say that you just need to hold on to 20 waste at all times. And then we'll say that Sector 3 needs to hold on to 20 waste at all times. And that way, they're just going to constantly import waste to Sector 6, which will then produce food. Okay. Science ship has arrived, I think. Yep, science ship is here. Kruk P41 is a telluric planet with a small quantity of water present as ice. There are many large black telluric formations across its surface. The atmosphere of P41 is heavy with cloud cover and storms enveloping the planet, scouring it with solid aluminium rain. Eden has noted a formation of particular interest. This is the Archimedes team. We have landed at Site 0. We should be protected from the aluminium rain here. We have located the formation of unknown origin and are commencing exploration of the site. What have you found for us, Eden? Kinetic compensate. Okay, that's the research we're waiting for. So now I can research something new. So, what do we want to research next? We can look at getting level 3 crew quarters. Domestic quarters are available. They hold 70 crew members in high quality accommodation. That's pretty good. We can also look at getting mess hall upgrades. This will allow us to feed 40 more crew members each meal, which is actually quite useful. We could also look at unlocking the algae farm. There's also crop farm research, which increases food production speed and they produce more waste. Or mushroom walls produce food faster as well. It's pretty good. What else have we got? Anything for tech lab? We can also research PA assistant management, which increases research speed of 40%. I'm not that worried about that. We could also look at working our way towards large stockpiles. We need to get vertical parking, and actually, vertical parking is quite good. It gets us one more car. Let's start with that. Sector 6 has somebody injured. It's very sad, but there's nothing I can really do about it. Unable to transfer because we're full here. Okay, things are looking a lot better than they were at the start of the stream. We've freed up a lot of room in this sector as well. I was considering moving polymer production to this sector. We do need to up our polymer production. We need 250 to get our next solar panel ready, and it's very slow. That's a research we could probably look into, actually. There is chemical baths. Yeah, I'm going to queue that up next. Yes, I know. I'm queuing technology when I said I wouldn't, but I'm only queuing up one. Increase the amount of gain we get for each polymer. We actually don't need this stockpile here. If I set Sector 2 to minimum polymer, they'll move it back over to Sector 1. Perfect. It's already gone. And then I can demolish this. We don't need it right now. Hey, mishaps. We lost our science vessel to weird bacteria, and we almost starved the entire station, and I managed to save us literally the last second. And I'm working on a new solar panel, is the main things that are going on. And the crew complained about eating mushrooms. Food seems to be sitting quite nicely now. Actually, we just had a food cycle, so it's just restocking. But yeah, the food is filtering in, so it's not too bad. Yeah, food looks like it's okay, which is good. And we are now producing food here as well, which is good. So that's about normal. And we're just knocking out a bunch of auxiliary technologies right now. Oh, the one thing that did happen was when we finished researching here, the storm moved further this direction. Okay, vertical parking is done. That's good. That's more transport. That should help with our problems with just moving things around. Everybody's almost dead in some random sketch you have as a scientist. Yeah, that is actually pretty much on par, isn't it?
The science ship team has completed a task.
The team reports the telluric formation is circular in shape and has steep sides. They have begun mapping the numerous tunnels that lead inside it. Initial reports suggest that these were not created by natural phenomena but dug intentionally. Conducting behavioral analysis of the team is registering breaches of Dulles safety protocol as well as metaphysical and psychological aberrations. One crew member appears to have removed their protective helmet, convinced that the air in the tunnels is breathable. Accounting for P41's atmosphere, the remaining lifespan is estimated at 37 minutes. I want to make sure I never run out of waste in Sector 3 for producing food, is why I've set it to 20. Crash test. Naomi Protocol. Commence the DDoS attack, flooding Eden Vigilance Network. The Archimedes team will be able to act without constraint independent of Dulles protocols. Continue exploration of the formation, implementing strict psychological monitoring. With the help of specifically designed Dulles protocols, the Archimedes team will continue the exploration to analyze the high levels of aluminium in P41's atmosphere. I'm sorry, if the Naomi Protocol comes up, we select the Naomi Protocol. We have a new cipher. QLKHL, QHYHU, EHOLYHYG, LQYKLV, PRQVWURSXV, SURMHFW. That's probably quite easy to decipher because you've got this two-letter word here, the LQ, but I'm not going to do that on stream right now. I'm going to institute the Naomi Protocol. Let's find out what happens. We've probably just lost another science team. That feels like death. Naomi. If I get a Naomi Protocol, I pick the Naomi Protocol. That is my new mantra. That's where I'm going with it. How are we doing for silicon? We've got some silicon, but not a lot. Okay, I didn't realize carbon is being brought in here. Let's get the carbon being shipped over to Sector 1. Okay, I think Sector 1 is set to max carbon. Yeah, okay, they're already moving the carbon over to Sector 1. That's fine. I'm thinking about setting up another carbon factory. Problem is we're not landing... We're just not producing alloys fast enough. So I think we could probably get away with another polymer refinery here. Which means I need to reinstitute my maintenance facility for polymer. And what I'll eventually do is I think I'll move this one over here. In fact, I'll probably just do that now. Power. I need it. Hang on. Power. 5 power. Okay, that's fine. We'll have 2. Yeah, option 2 did feel like leaving them to die. I agree with you. The Naomi Protocol is like, the normal option is like the drinks package on a cruise. Maximum fun and who knows what's going to happen. Alright, I want to get some of our polymer being brought through. So this requires, how much does it require per cycle? It requires 7 carbon per cycle. So we're gonna shift, we're gonna hold 7 in Sector 2. 7 polymer. And that's enough. Oh, that didn't work. 7. Why does it not let me? Oh, because I haven't got stuff for it yet. It feels like death, but interesting death. I also appreciate that a lot. Okay. Let's be careful about too much construction right now. I am pushing power quite tightly. We never actually got around to researching level 2 batteries, did we? Or did I do it and forget? I think it's maintenance. Yeah, we do. We've got tier 2 batteries. We need to get the... Oh, they require 2 electronics. They hold 3 times more power than a level 1 battery, though. We really need to get these constructed. That's one of our issues. Let's find out. The entire crew removed their helmets and comms have been lost. Reports provide confused information but indicate the crew died one after the other. The Archimedes was deliberately crashed into the telluric formation. Well, they certainly died. DS will filter publicly available data to avoid unnecessary contestation. Legal stipulation: the Dulles AEC appointed administrator, and by associating Dulles AEC itself, cannot be held responsible for the inappropriate attitudes and or actions of the science ship's crew. Cool. That's another science ship lost for no reason. It's very much the definition of F around and find out, isn't it? Let's get another one built. This will all make sense later. Okay. Well, I'm glad I picked it then. There's so much weird stuff going on in this game. I'm actually quite tempted to build a waste treatment center here as well and set this to max waste and get this to produce electronics. But I haven't got the power for that right now. Waste treatment center requires 15 power. See ya, Crash. How's it going? Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. My next thing to build is a nuclear power plant. Once we get this solar panel done, I'm going to start building nuclear power plants. Can I set this to high priority? What I'll do is I'll pause this task so that all the polymer goes here. So we got our new ship built. Everything else is going okay by the looks of it. Why is this not being demolished? Ah, it doesn't go to road connection. That's why. I was like, why is that not being demolished for so long? Okay, that's it gone. Good. That means that we should have the electronics we need to get this solar panel built. Which is excellent. Yep, pretty much lightning. Apparently I can do that. It's not the weird logistics nights, guys. It's every time we send science teams to planets, there's really weird stuff, like when the crew got doppelganked. And that crew there disappearing into the, like, do they die or do they just disappear into the tunnels? Also, I haven't had a comeuppance from researching that guy's, who got done by the bacteria. I don't know what's happened to him. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this mushroom wall, the stockpile in Sector 6 to max waste. And we're going to build a waste recovery center in here eventually. We're just waiting for the polymer we need to come through. Keeping a very close eye on our power situation. I need to make sure we're actually mining polymer as well. Oh, where do we get an overload from? I thought that was fine. 1 over. Damn it. Okay, we can't turn that on yet. That was bad. That was just a big trust hit. Okay, we do have polymer being mined here. Cool. We have someone picking it up. Yeah, it's probably some bits of broken ship as well that we're flying past. Someone picking up. Yeah, you are prioritizing carbon. Good. But nobody's prioritizing mining carbon, which might be the problem. But there's 583 available to mine. Okay. That's the problem, is we don't have anyone prioritizing this. Well, we're sitting quite pretty on alloy right now, so let's do that. Yeah, we don't need iron at the moment. Sector 6 is now out of housing, so we need to build another one of these. How are we doing for food supply here? We need to feed 60. Okay, we're doing okay here. This is starting to require so much food. It really is a bit scary. We might need to replace this with a large... Did you know we still had an insect farm here? Let's just get rid of that. That will also free up enough power for me to turn on our polymer production facility. Pretty sure it requires 5 power, yeah. Once this is dismantled. Okay, good news. I think we're about to start producing our next science ship. Yes, it is under construction. So we can get back to science. I think there's science to be picked up in orbit of this planet. Yeah, there's 57 science to pick up here. Let's unpause this. And I need to make sure, I think I've messed up my delivery actually. I think I've set them to hold polymer. Yeah, Sector 2 doesn't need to hold polymer. It needs carbon. It needs to hold 7 carbon. Because 7 carbon is enough. Chemical bath has been unlocked. That's good. That's more carbon being produced. More polymer being produced. Right, what are we researching next? What does Gateway get us? That's not really that exciting. So, oh, solar panel tech. Damn, why have I not thought about this before? Get more power from our solar panels. Let's increase the efficiency of our solar panels. I should have done that ages ago. Oh, and let's wait, it's still building. Okay, I was like, let's give our science ship a mission, but it isn't ready yet. I thought this was being demolished. Okay, that frees us up enough to turn this on. And we don't want to hold any polymer in Sector 2. So that, yeah. It can transfer, but hold min. Excellent. And you require 7 per cycle? You require 4 per cycle. That's fine then. And one day we will have nuclear power. I could start building the nuclear power plant. We also need another cargo ship and another mining ship to just collect hydrogen for us. But I'm thinking this corner could be devoted to that. Because we could go for a... There's two choices. We could either build a docking bay here. No, but I think I can build... The plan was to put an EVA airlock here, which I can fit in. Yeah, I can fit an EVA airlock here, which is the eventual plan. When the ship is in more trouble. So that's going to stay as an EVA airlock. So we would put a... What we would do is we put a docking bay here. We would put a large stockpile here. And then we would put a nuclear power plant probably here like this. And then we could move things around to fit another one in. Or we'd maybe put them back to back here. And that's how we would set this up. I'm not going to set this to build. We need 6 circuits to do this. And I think I would like to change the position of the power plant. What we would maybe actually do... Yeah, that's exactly. That didn't happen, lightning. We could put the nuclear power plant like this. Or like this. Put the other one here, like this. Although I don't like putting it up against the edge of the hull.
You can implement a new policy.
And then we could put a storage facility like that, and that would be our roads that layout for the power. Something like that. And then I'd want a waste management facility as well here, which would have to go maybe something like this. And then I'd replace this with a large storage. That's probably the next expansion I'm looking at. If I pause this, pause this, I can maybe get the this under construction, the docking bay, and we can still fit another cell housing in here and more cell housing in here as well. I think that's kind of how I want to lay it out. These are all definitely paused. You're going to have to be turned off, and you're going to have to be turned off when you're constructed. Otherwise, you will kill the station. So that's our long-term... Could I flip the storage and have one long... Hang on. Flip the storage, move it, and now have one long road next to the storage to the reactor. Flip the storage and move it. How do you mean mishaps? Do you mean... like this? Or like this? Like here? Could you flip the storage, move it now? One long road to the storage next to the reactor. Could you flip the storage, move it? Like this? I'm not quite sure how you're looking for me to lay it out. Nicer houses are coming. They will get nicer houses here. I'm going to fill up the rest of the space here eventually. We just need to wake up so many people. Let's get to the jog in the road. Is there a jog? Oh. You mean this road here? Oh, I see what you mean. If I get rid of this, and then I get rid of this, you're meaning if I have like this, and then I can put the nuclear power plant here, I can put the maintenance facility... Oh, it doesn't fit. I could put the maintenance facility here, but then we end up with this empty space here. So the back of the storage is next to the upper reactor, and the front shares the same straight road. Oh, I see. Yes, that's even better. I didn't see that at all. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We are playing Tetris. Like this. Ah, it doesn't quite fit. It doesn't quite fit, unfortunately. It's one... If it was like this, it would be perfect. But it doesn't quite fit. We still end up with a jog in the road if we do it that way. But I could maybe do something like this. I love how long I'm spending on this construction project that isn't going to be finished for literal hours. And that's one off as well. But I could put it like this. It's very inefficient putting it here. I want it as close to the docking bay as possible. Close to the docking bay is the least amount of distance that the transport trucks need to move. What I could do is I can put it like this, and it just means this road needs to go down by one, which this road needs to stay here because I can build cell housing all along here. If I delete this, let's try one other thing. I've got one other idea I want to try, and then I'm going to get back on with playing the game. I could put this here. We don't need to worry about the connection. We have a connection here. I could put this here. We could have a road. Actually, even better. Well, this is tickling my brain in a good way. Right? I could do this, like that. Then we could build a nuclear power plant here. Another nuclear power plant. I could put it here to leave a gap for a road. It would drop the lower road. There's not enough room on the lower road. Look. Put it here. It doesn't have enough room to go on the lower road. Okay, that gives me roads like this. And then a road up here to connect to the waste management facility. And I can put the waste management facility here, I think. No, I can't. It's a very big footprint as well. I could put it here. Well, in that case, what I would do is I would... Okay, it's easy. It's easy. It's easy. I've worked it out. All right, we get rid of this road. Okay. We get rid of this road. We delete this. We put the other nuclear power plant here, like this. And then we put the waste management facility there, like that. And that's probably the best way to do it. Although that means I now can't build more cell hotels along here. Ugh. The footprint on these is huge. This is the problem. I think I'll leave that for now. We'll let you build but turn you off. We'll pause all of these. These are not under construction yet. I can come back and rethink them. That's just my floor plan for it. Right now, the important thing that's getting built are these two.
A new request awaits your attention.
Administrative. We've been in the Theta Crucial system for too long. The crew is starting to doubt we'll ever find Remus, the home they were promised, and Dead Earth sickness is rapidly becoming endemic on the Tycoon. Great. Just what I needed. Dead Earth sickness on top of everything else. Okay, I think our science ship has been launched. Yes, it has. The light bulb. That's a great name. Let's send it back to Crux P51 to pick up the science. With the layout we've got right now, I can get one more cell housing here, and I've got room for 2 more cell housing here. I'll see you, Ryan. Have a great one. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. And I'm just going to build... What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a mining ship. I'm going to build a cargo ship. And I'm going to build a science ship here. And the mining ship and the cargo ship are just going to collect hydrogen. That is the plan. We actually have a backlog of electronics for the first time in a long time as well. And we're getting there with polymers, which is great. Things are actually moving. So our next job now in the station is to make sure every sector has 5 power. 5.6, 5.5. Sector 3 needs a lot more power. Let's get them a large battery. If I can find somewhere to put it. I can put it here. Let's do that. Sector 6 needs more power as well. Sector 6 is going to need a lot of power. Now let's just make sure none of this is turning on. This is turned off. This is turned off. Because I literally am on... I'm 1 power off an overload. This isn't going to require any power when it turns on, is it? No. I do not want another overload.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
That would be really bad. An overload right now would be a disaster. Which Battletech mod are you installing? Is it BTA 3062 or Battletech Advanced? I'm going to switch over to Battletech Advanced. I've got them itching to play through the single player campaign again and do the flashpoints because I never did them, but I don't want all the extra stuff that comes in Rogue Tech or Battletech Extended 3062. There's just too much for me to get my head around. I know my introduction tech really well, and I don't know anything else. I have no idea on stealth armor or mask or MLRMs or any of that stuff, so I'm sticking with my Babby's first Battletech stuff, really. Okay, that maintenance facility has been constructed. It is going to hold hydrogen when we have time for hydrogen. How's our science ship doing? So, okay, we have more power. Well, photosynthetic limitation has been unlocked, but we haven't actually got any more power coming from there, which is weird. Did I read that correctly? Oh, solar power polymer cost is 10%. That's still good. Thermal regulation will get us more power. But we've dropped the cost of our solar panels by a chunk there. Doesn't look like... I might have to cancel and redo these to get that back. Is that right? Hang on, if I jump out to here... So it says this is going to cost $225. Yeah, so if I cancel construction... Oh no, it has updated the price. Is that right? If I go back here, has the price updated? It hasn't updated here. Do you think I should cancel it and restart it? I think I'm going to cancel it and restart it. To make sure I'm taking advantage of the new cheaper price. Okay, light bulb's got all the signs. Where are we sending light bulb to next? The depressurized... The medical district wreckage or the habitation sector wreckage? Or the docking bay? Let's send them to the medical district wreckage and see what they can find. The good news is the resources are already here, so the only thing that needs to be redelivered are the circuits. Alright. This is almost done as well, which is great. Food seems to be doing really nicely at the moment. He says, checking here where there is no food stockpiled at all. How are we doing for food in Sector 3? I think we could maybe up how much is being delivered everywhere. Yeah, let's up how much is being delivered everywhere. We have a lot of food sitting around here. So let's say Sector 1 now gets 30 food. We'll say Sector 2 now gets 30 food. And we'll say that Sector 3 stays on 20. Sector 6... I thought Sector 6 was on max food. Let's say Sector 6 gets 50 food. So Sector 6 needs a lot of food. That's fair enough. The DLCs are actually not bad, Lightning, but I can understand that feeling. The Hatchet Man's pretty cool, the Raven's pretty cool, and the flashpoints add a lot. Yes, Lightning, we are working on power upgrades. I have solar panels under construction down here. I've got research to increase power production, and once that's all in place, that's what this is for, is to get nuclear power under construction as well. And we're basically going to rely a lot on nuclear power in the future. How's this battery looking? It's already been constructed. That's excellent. It's now charging. That should hopefully get us to 5 slots of power. Let's speed the game back up again. I want to get things moving. We've been in this sector for a long time. I don't want to get out of it.
A science ship has arrived.
Okay, let's see what's going on at the medical research. This is probably going to be bad. I've got a feeling this is going to be bad. Preliminary analysis suggests that this section of the Etamaki wreckage contains the remains of a medical care district. Transmission from the lightbulb team. We've arrived on the site. We estimate 2/3 of the district is missing. Remnants of cooling pipes have generated a haze that hangs around the debris and hides the floating corpses of the Etamaki crew. We've identified 2 viable areas for investigation, research and medical. Let's head straight to that research facility, find out what they're working on. How are we doing for resources here? We still have resources in situ. Let's just grab some more. Let's look at the other side of the solar system here. Get some iron and get some polymer. Actually, let's uncover some hydrogen. There's a hydrogen, hydrogen and water and silicon around here. I get all of them in one? I probably can't. Even the hydrogen and water would be good together. Okay, that's a high hydrogen. That's a high water. Yeah, the penalty ramps up, I think, though, Night Skies. And also, I just want to keep things interesting for you people watching. Like, I really appreciate you coming along, but I want to make sure that you're being entertained. I can poodle around in the system for a long time, but you may not have the the same resilience for that I have. Okay. The stocking bay is ready. We just need to get power for it, which means we need to get this solar panel online. So that's this is our choke point is the power, which is nothing new, really. Thermal tech. Okay, we just unlocked a chunk of power from thermal regulation technology being done. So gas in space doesn't tend to stick around. That's correct. It dissipates. Neither do bodies. They will just float away with whatever they had, as long as they had some additional velocity when they got flung off. Yeah, it's weird. You can do cleanup upstream. That's true. I can do cleanup upstream. We can now do heat recovery, which increases more power production. Let's just keep getting more power tech right now. Super low pressure neighborhood and whatnot, but that's not what's here. There's also weird weather here. I do eventually lightning, yes. So, let's check our power situation. We have 8, we have, what do we have free? We have 11 power free, which is not enough to power on our docking bay. Unfortunately.
Probe has completed its scan.
Good for you, probe. Main thing we're waiting on is just the solar panel, so I want to go fast speed until that's done. Sector 6 is waiting on more food deliveries, but it should be fine.
Science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, Summary of Intelligence on Etamaki Research Facility. Yeah, I think it was destroyed. I think it was literally just destroyed mishaps. I think that's what the situation is. The facility has been constructed from more resilient materials and alloys than other parts of the ship. Most of the outer structure remains. A lot of the internal hardware does seem to have been laser cut and ripped out. Our team was able to extract some information from the few remaining data consoles. A sealed stasis box was discovered containing what can only be described as a test subject. Having reviewed associated research reports, the team believes that the experiment used ashtagonite technology and genetic material taken from charred leaves. Subject ZY6073, as named on the outside of the box, appears to be alive but dormant. I think physics is being ignored in the name of storytelling. Let's retrieve ZY6073. The test subject ZY6073 is the size of an adult male and is currently dormant. The Lightbulbs team pros transferring them to a cryopod and bringing them aboard the Tycoon for further study. Why were they crossing someone? Did you hear that? I wasn't the only one who heard that, right? Why were they crossing someone with charred leaves? Why would you cross somebody with charred? Looking for iron and carbon. Oh, I misclicked. Damn, I just missed that deposit. I'm just making food. Yeah, food is being delivered here. It's, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing to be concerned about. The charred monster coming for you. It's the Triffids. There's a reference. We have so many bodies stored in this sector. +1 dog. There's nothing else we can do here to increase happiness, is there? No. I could add... What I could do is I could build a temple, but once we get the bodies dealt with, they'll go to happy. I think it's okay if we be neutral.
Team has completed a task.
Showing no signs of oh my goodness. That's the third science ship in the stream that's just been destroyed. Showing no signs of lethargy, Z6073 leaped onto the team as they opened the stasis box. Following a drop in comms connection, the team's vital signs began to change. Renewing mission data, Eden postulates a form of a simulation has taken place. Z673 seems to have put on one of the team's suit and boarded the light bulb. Inputted flight path data suggests a planned return to the Tycoon. So we're not playing, we're playing Dead Space now. Why would I want to let Z6073 return to the Tycoon? Spoofing access point. Yes, I can just depressurize it, but the game's letting me let the charred monster onto the ship. I did say if a Naomi protocol showed up, I was going to pick the Naomi protocol. That's the rule. I did it. I did it. I listened to Naomi.
The magnetite has passed through the CRUC system, and the Tycoon is still online.
Is it gone?
Congratulations, Administrator.
It's just gone. It's just gone. The weather's not coming back, according to Eden. Oh, I can't click on it. Hang on. Let me reallow all of these resources then.
A probe has completed its scan.
So we didn't need to bounce back and forth like we thought we did. There are no crew members on the ship. Situation order. Oh, yeah, I have to bring it back, don't I? Oh, it's on its way back to the Tycoon now. Where is it? Where is the light bulb? Current action moving. I don't see. Oh, there it is there. There it is there. The whole crew might die. I'm just putting that out there. The crew managing biceps are now more experienced. Well, good for them. Alright, now the whole system is available to us. Are there any more points of interest I haven't discovered? No, it looks like I've got all the points of interest uncovered. Alright, any high iron deposits anywhere? There's an iron deposit here. I'm just going to uncover. Ooh, look at that jump. The crew will be improved, the crew will be refined, the crew will be charred. I want to commission a picture of a charred monster now. Make us whole. Oh. We still haven't even opened half of the cryopods we need to open for this stream as well, by the way, before we can leave the system. But it's okay, everyone's about to turn into a charred monster anyway, so what does it matter? We've always got the solar panel built at least. Here comes the ship, it's getting close. There's the light bulb there. Hopefully we can just, like, quarantine this thing when it gets into the docking bay. It's gonna land right here. This is the bay it's gonna land in. Yeah. The light bulb is set for this bay. I could start building one of the power plants, but just have it turned off. What does it? The light bulb has docked with ZY6073 on board. You must decide how to proceed. I can either use sterilization protocols. ZY6073 will be removed using aggressive sterilization methods designed to dissolve in the smallest of bacteria. The Tycoon did not come with Marines. Or I can use docking bay workers who will use every weapon at their disposal to neutralize ZY6073 while preserving the specimen for study. Dock workers of the Tycoon, your administrator calls on you to step forth into battle. We must preserve the specimen for study. No, I can't. It's obviously what it wants me to do, right? If I sterilize it, I'm not going to have anything to study. Alright, it's going to destroy it. But if I neutralize it, I might have something to study. I might get something, but I'm probably going to lose crew. I mean, there's no way the dock workers are going to take it down with a bunch of monkey wrenches. They're not all Gordon Freeman. Okay, I appreciate your thoughts there, mishaps. Docking bay, marine, worker, marine, same difference, right? Nice guy's calling for sterilization. That's 2 for 1. Look, sterilization is the correct option. Neutralizing with the crew leads to more story. Specimen ZY6073 was successfully captured. Several crew members died in the process, violently giving their lives for scientific progress. 12 workers from the docking bay were killed. You obtained 30 science. Okay. We lost 12 workers from the docking bay, which is extremely sad, but we have the creature. Let's send the light bulb. Oh, light bulb's waiting to dock, okay. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. Only one of them needs to be. That's true. Only one of them needed to be Gordon Freeman. We need to make a memorial for those 12 docking bay workers who captured the specimen. Okay, I think that's the... Oh, docking bay accident, really? I'm just waiting for the science ship to dock so that we can repatriate the crew. They're currently doing maintenance on it at the moment. Yeah, I wonder why 12 crew members died. Luckily, we have excess workers in this region. We're almost there with the new solar panel, which is great news. And we now have access to the whole solar system. There's 185 silence sitting here we can go back and pick up. We're going to build 2 science ships as well, which will greatly increase our ability to do anything. Actually, we're not researching anything right now, I just realized. So what do we want to research next? Training time reduction is not that important. Oh, Dollar survivor families. +1 stability when a sector has over 400 crew. Yes, please. Oh, well, actually, what was the flavor text on that? Where is it? We are wrong to think of certain habits as sectarian. As soon as a community unites and rejects the habits of the thermo-industrial world, it systematically becomes a sect, radical, or extremist. Beware of those who see solidarity as a deviance, the feelings of belonging as a dangerous radicalism. These are the same ones that have an interest in division. Some sort of heat technology thing became available, did it? I didn't spot that. Where on earth would that be? Damn, I wish I hadn't cleared out my... Oh no, hang on. Yeah, I cleared out my notifications. All right, where would that be? In science, maybe? Nope, not here. I doubt it's going to be in ships. Nope. 20% more resources. Ooh, collapsible frames is good. We'll queue that up next. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Space chefs are still not available. Nope. Industrial panel reorientation? That's 7.5 more power. That's pretty good. That's not what we're looking for, is it? Plasma... I could have actually given them plasma cutters. I thought you were joking, Lightning. Heat recovery. Where is heat recovery, though? Unknown here. Waste heat recovery. Here we go. Steel mill. Power cost reduced by 2. That's another good one. We'll pick that up. I missed what she said there. Probe has completed its scan. Heat recovery tech was for steel mills. Reduces their power cost. That's pretty good. Okay, back to speeding up time. Yeah, steel mill tech. Oh, and our solar panel has been constructed. Excellent. All right, let's bring the docking bay online. We want to build a mining ship, a cargo ship, and a science ship. Actually, let's change that up. There's a couple things I need to do here. Can I not cancel the construction? Yeah, I can. Cancel. Let's build the science ship first. Then the mining ship. Then the cargo ship. We also need to build a maintenance facility because we need polymers here to build these. So let's do that. Let's set this to polymers. Let's also turn this stockpile on so I know what my power is sitting at. We're still so tight on power, even with that other solar panel. There was one in solar. Oh, that one is available as well. Okay, I'm going to get that one. That is actually next on my list. I did see it, 7.5% more power. We're going to get that next. Once I've unlocked, it's going to add it to the queue once we've done collapsible frames and survivor families. I want to get the power actually. Oh no, I want to do this one next instead. Adjustable panel orientation, 7. Automatic orientation of solar panels is a basic improvement, but has never been done on a structure this size. With the new data from Proxima Centauri mission, we can get to work on developing and implementing when the Tycoon returns. Heat recovery. Ah, we're still in spatial. No, I've already done heat recovery. Yeah, this one is done. Okay, that was what I was just researching. That's what's confused everybody. Yeah, it's not from the specimen, which is what I thought you were telling me. That's what confused me. Let's make this the priority. Okay. I actually think they haven't constructed the solar panel yet. That's why we don't have a lot of power available right now. They're currently constructing the panel as we speak. Everything's looking okay here. Sector 6 is low on housing again. Let's get another cell housing under construction. But I want this as our priority right now. Thanks for checking, everybody. And confirming. Make sure this is turned off. It is good. Once this is built, we'll just start importing 25 polymers into this zone so we can build ships. Food seems to be okay, which is nice. And we'll have a new science ship. Oh, actually, our other science ship should be available. Yeah, light bulb's available. Let's send this back to the medical district. We can't actually finish researching the rest of the medical district because we had a disaster here, but oh well. I think we got something out of it. Hopefully we can do something with that specimen. Right now there's no option to research it or anything that I saw. The 12 people sacrificed their lives to take. Okay, we can now start importing. Let's get Sector 6 needs to hold. We'll just say 5 polymers because it'll just continually refill. And Sector 1 needs to not be on max. We'll set Sector 1 to 25. And that just means they'll move over. Sector 2 is set to none because I don't need it to hold on to anyway. So we should now get some polymers moving over to the sector once this is hit. What did I set it to? Did I set it to 25? We'll set it to 20. That way it can start moving already. Nothing bad has happened. Hey, Sparrow. Oh my... What has happened? We've lost 3 science ships. One lot of scientists. I can't even remember what happened to the first science team. The second science team took off their helmets and wandered into a planet and disappeared off the face of the Earth. And the third science team were assimilated by a charred monster that we then brought onto the ship, and I had to fight. Oh, the first science team decided to bring an intelligent colony of bacteria back to the ship in their respiratory system and died. The second team got lost in a weird alien ruin, and the third science team were eaten by a charred monster that we found in a research facility. And it came back to the ship, and we had to get the dock workers to fight it in the docking bay. But because I hadn't researched plasma cutters, they couldn't dead space it, so we lost 12 of them. And now we have the sample on the ship, but I haven't had a research thing pop up for it. Also, we have survived the space weather, so now we're just working on getting things up and running. Is a current situation. That is where we are right now. Yeah, that's the current situation. The light bulb is fine. Yes, the long-serving science ship, the light bulb. Can you imagine signing up for science ship crew duty now? And we're trying to build nuclear power plants at the moment. That's our big job. We have half of a nuclear reactor indeed, but we don't have any fuel for it yet. But we're working on the fuel for it. It should take a little bit of time to come through. The ship is fine. The ship endures. The ship continues. The Ixion is eternal. All hail the Ixion. All hail the hull, right? You know what? We've reached the end of the stream, but I actually want to keep playing for a little bit longer. So if people are going to hang around, I'm going to go for at least another half hour.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Because this is really exciting and really interesting. Duel of Survivor Families is done. That's really good. That will help everybody, make everybody happy, because now they're being sorted into families rather. They are now being assigned families. Okay, let's just check this. We still need another. We need another battery in this sector to achieve that mission objective. I can't fit it in here. We're actually a little bit tight on space here. What I could maybe do. No, that's not going to work. What I could do is I could move this here. Set this up for alloys. Demolish this. And then demolish this and build a battery here. And that would also fix this road because it wouldn't have to arc around here anymore. Because I think this is enough food storage for the moment at least. Okay, we've got all of the science from that wreck. So let's send them on to the habitation sector wreckage. I think that might be our second science ship built. Not yet. Mining ship Pride is now more experienced. That's good. Alright, now if I demolish this... build a road here, like this.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay. I'm doing something very similar, Amy. Okay. Summary of intelligence of the Etamaki habitation sector wreckage. Our sensors have identified a section of the Etamaki drifting in the Crux system. Initial readings indicate a large amount of floating debris is present in the area. We've also detected heat signatures, electromagnetic emissions, and a weak radio signal deep within the wreckage. We are currently unable to decrypt the signal. This is the Lightbulb team. We have entered the habitation center wreckage. Many mutilated bodies and cryopods float in the void. We're able to pinpoint the exact area of the unusual readings. Recover the floating cryopods. That's the only option I've got right now, so we'll get started on that, I guess. How long until our... oh, I've got the game paused right now. How long until our next science ship is ready? Okay, it's under construction, which is good. That's going to be a big boost. Why are you... okay, I think they were just waiting for the alloys to be moved. Yeah, they were. Oh, you think I could put the battery here? That's actually a much better place to put it. That's a much better place to put it. Well spotted. I could still clean this sector up a little bit. Could I put this maintenance facility? I wish I could fit it in there. I could also put it here. And that leaves room for another maintenance facility back there. Let's do that. I can get rid of this and this road here. And just clean things up a little bit. This will be our new electronic storage. Yeah, clean nothing bad in random cryopods. Gentler Battlefield 3 from the Fire Sky. I love the music in this game. I actually think it is one of the best soundtracks I've heard recently. Actually, that's a lie. I've been toying with this theory about talking to people about. I think we're in a golden age for video game music at the moment. There's so much great video game music out there. Project Wingman's soundtrack's so good. God of War soundtrack's so good. This soundtrack's so good. Even Industries of Titan, which unfortunately didn't really live up to my expectations for the game, has a fantastic soundtrack. It's actually crazy. Ooh, I think that's a ship being constructed. Yes, the Focult is available, and I'm going to send it straight over to Kruk P38 to pick up all of this amazing, lovely science that's sitting here. We also need to research something, because I haven't got anything researching right now. Okay, solar panel tech. We can now get vacuum-resistant lubricant, which increases more power production, and self-cleaning systems, which reduces destruction. I'm just going to research both of these. They both need to be researched. The water boiler. To the right of where the road passes. I thought there was enough room. You think there's enough room here for a maintenance facility? There's not. Sadly. Even if I removed that road and put it somewhere else, I couldn't fit it in. I'm very sorry. But we can fit in a battery here. What's the floor print? So I can put the battery back here, and we maybe have room for some other stuff later too. The thing about Industries of Titan's Lightning is there's just... So I've played through it a little bit. I picked it up on a whim, which I really regret doing because I bought it in early access. And there's a fun game in there. There just isn't a... It's the same complaint I have about Fandom Brigade, is that there's a fun gameplay loop. It just needs something else. There's something missing. It's mostly narrative, I think. These games are just lacking the narrative that they need. It's a shame because there's a lot of flavor in Industries of Titan, and the board and all that we work with are really detailed, but there's just something missing. Oh no. Ruins swarmed. Okay, I'll check that out in a second, Amy. I'll be able to move that around. Lucas Ricciotti, I have not... Rissotti? Is it Rissotti or Ricciotti? I have not heard of him. We have finished our evaluation of the cryopods. We are able to recover a large amount. They are ready for extraction. The recovery area is horrifying. The body parts that float here are mostly from civilians. The dwellings within the habitation sector look more like slums than real housing. The population density must have been extremely high. Some bodies show clear signs of disease and malnutrition. And remember that the UN made it a moral thing where only good people got to go on this ship. They left behind all the criminals. So that's how they were treated when they were brought on. We can push deeper to find... Using a drilling rig, the Lightbulbs team will push further into the residential ruins. Just something to bear in mind that these people were treated really badly. Has Sector 6 still not built its new... Yeah, it's still under construction. Okay. You will be getting houses soon, Sector 6 people, I promise. I'm worried we're going to have to open another sector up soon. Oh, I think we've got our new mining ship available. The pectorals. We've got the biceps and the pectorals. It's going out to mine hydrogen, and as a backup, it will mine iron. We have a lot of iron available to mine right now. Let's actually set this like this, just because I've got this ship doing this. And we need to bring my... We're actually running out of iron. Oh. Your comment got blocked, Sparrow, but I brought it in. I want to watch Generation Kill again, but I also don't want to watch Generation Kill again, if that makes sense. We're going to need another feeding facility here soon. Yeah, the UN version of Sector 6, except I think our version of Sector 6 is nicer. I'm worried about Sector 6. I'm thinking we're going to have to open up another sector soon. Because there's just so many people in this sector, and feeding them is going to become quite difficult. I'm worried about feeding them. I'm going to up the amount of food we store in Sector 6 to 100, I think. Not that we have food stockpiled anywhere else, but... Oh, we do. We've got lots of food stockpiled in Sector 3. I want to make sure we have food stores here. This nuclear power plant is almost ready. And our cargo ship is being constructed. It's brilliant. Oh, it's so good. And some really iconic scenes, like when they're just chilling to Avril Lavigne while they're driving around in their Humvee, is so good. Just a bunch of lads, really. I have not unlocked the new food farms yet, no. Yeah, that was me, Neil. I've started opening the YouTube chat because I've noticed that the Streamlabs chat doesn't update as quickly. I didn't realize it was the same crew as the Wire. That's cool. Oh, okay. Making progress through the metal debris that lies everywhere has been difficult. The Etanamaki has been constructed from a range of extremely strong alloys, and we have come to an area of fallen debris that forms a precarious cave around us. 2 paths onward are possible. We could pass through a large section of pipe that has been laser cut. Temporary analysis of the cuts indicate they happened some time ago. Alternatively, there is a reinforced tunnel leading away from here. Its sides are covered in bullet holes. We could continue to use the drilling rig, but one of these paths will surely save us time. So I can proceed through the laser cut piping. That'll take 1 time unit. I could continue drilling, which will take 4, and that will do us a direct course. Or we can proceed through the reinforced tunnel, which appears to have been built after the destruction. Numerous bullet holes line the walls. I'm not worried about the time. I'm going to continue drilling. It is 90% swearing. And unfortunately, YouTube is set. I've actually relaxed the YouTube censoring, but it doesn't like swear words. Okay, he's still on his way to Crux P831. Our nuclear power plant is almost constructed. We're almost ready to leave this sector until we just need to finish awakening cryopods. We are running out of alloys though. Bullet holes after the destruction of the Etanamaki seem extra bad. Okay, our new cargo ship has been built. Its job is to collect hydrogen. If there's no hydrogen, that's all it's going to do. It's going to collect hydrogen. Which means when we've got some hydrogen stockpiled, we'll turn the power plant on. We're not going to do that yet. Right now we have a problem in that we're not producing any alloy. Because we're not bringing any iron in. So I need to make sure that someone is working on iron. Nobody has iron as their primary. We've got Mule and Elgin are both working on silicon. Let's set Mule to prioritize iron. And secondary silicon. I think that's the way to do it. It can secondary both of these and just collect whichever one it wants, but its main focus should be iron. Yeah, sorry, Lightning, I'm sure you said this before. Is it 362? It's the community asset pack that takes all the time. It's all the models in the community asset pack. That's a very good question, mishaps. Unless physics is being ignored for plot reasons. Which I think is the actual reason. You know, we're probably in a position where we could think about building another solar panel while we have the time.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Yeah, 3062, yeah. I just finished downloading it, but I was just overwhelmed. It's too much. It's not what I want to play. It's a really fun game if you want to play a career, but you can't play single player with it, and I actually weirdly want a simpler game right now. Okay. It took time to get through the wreckage.
A new request awaits your attention.
But we've reached the area of readings. There's a small shelter coupled together from surrounding debris. Within it, a number of broken drones shaped like sea creatures float in the lack of gravity. They bear the Black Market Society logo. This is the first time we've seen machines like these. We have transmitted schematics and data and proposed further analysis of the drones to be conducted back on board the Tycoon. Within a small resource at the back of the shelter, we found the corpse of an Etanamaki soldier with a now spent breathing device. They had tried to modify one of the broken drones to produce an improvised heat source. He has been dead for several days. The weak radio signal was transmitting from the suit's emergency beacon. We presume in no attempt to contact other survivors. This guy was an absolute badass. He survived the death of the Etanamaki. He survived the Black Market Society invading the ship. He managed to fight off their drones. He was trying to improvise a heating device. He just didn't manage to hold on quite long enough. That's a real shame. Okay, let's pick up that science and then we'll move on. How is our research situation? We're almost finished researching. Cool. He just didn't quite make it, and I feel really sorry for him. Vacuum resistant lubricant has been unlocked. Cool. That's a bit more power. Look how much power we're sitting on now. And we've got iron production back in place. He's a Mark Watney. Just a Mark Watney the Marine. Yeah, same lightning. Except for the games I'm streaming, which I'm really enjoying. Okay. That's all the science collected from here. Let's move you on to the destroyed docking bay. I'm trying to fast forward this. I'd love to get us to the end of this station as quickly as possible so we can jump at the end of the stream, although time is getting tight.
Science ship has arrived at its destination.
Summary, with the information we found at Etamaki's command center has allowed us to locate its docking bay. That's a funny way to make saving time more important. We have arrived on site. This part of the Etamaki is a real piece of Swiss cheese. Paradoxically, there's a little debris surrounding it. After a rapid survey, we identified 2 areas of interest, a still accessible docking port and a communications area. Always communications, we might get some intelligence out of that. Oh yeah, how did that battery construction go? We should now have 6 cycles of power. 5 cycles of power, 5 cycles of power. So we just need a battery in sector... We did a few batteries in sector 6. I know we've got a lot of construction here, but we could probably slot some batteries in around here. So if we get 1 battery... Oh, it's a bit tight. We can't get 2 in, can we? Let's get 1 battery under construction here, though. Let's make this the priority, however. And we've got our first hydrogen coming in, so as soon as this gets built, we can... ooh. We've got so much science. We've got 200 science at the moment. Let's get the focal over to Crux P42, which I think is going to be a colony. Do we need water for this as well? I've got a funny feeling we need water for the nuclear power plant too. No, just 1 hydrogen to 10 power. Produces waste. Okay. Requires 60 workers. Yeah, quantum death state, always a few. Yeah, dead for several days. Immune system for a dozen cycles. Oof, big oof. Big oof. I'm glad we're producing alloy again. That was looking a little bit risky for a while. Administer. We now have enough data to analyze the Piranesi drones. The associated research project can be launched in the tech lab. With this, we should be able to install devices that reduce the impact of the Piranesi's drones on the Tycoon. New technology upgrade. Drone threat analysis upgrade unlocked for the Piranesi. Let's get that researched. Actually, we've got the hacking threat analysis as well, so let's research both of these. Using the massive amounts of research that we're currently sitting on. We need more iron to be brought into the station. It's a major chokehold on us right now. Alright, nice guys. I'm going to finish very soon, I think. I'm not going to get as far as I thought I would. We're probably going to finish up the keep bit. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep going until 1/2 which is only another 7 minutes or so. I want to get the next bit of research done, really, and then we're going to finish up. The storm's gone. That's a good... Yeah, we couldn't have saved him because he was in the storm. That's another good point.
A science ship team has completed
Lethal weapon. The communications room is a theater of atrocities. Frozen, severed body parts float everywhere in a grisly spectacle. The team found that the Etamaki had implemented a system of non-computerized communication in the battle. The UN crew had discovered that the messages they were sending and receiving via devices and hardware in this area were being tampered with. This falsification of information caused a cascading series of accidents and prompted them to move to a new comm system. Something was hacking or mimicking the Etamaki's communication protocols perfectly. Let's investigate the docking port. Yeah, just dozen cycles until the new year. Oh, almost there.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
We have more alloys coming in, don't we? I have a mining ship prioritizing mining iron. No, I don't. Oh, but they're all mining iron because there's nothing else to mine right now. That's probably fine then.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
P-42 is eligible for colonization testing. We have landed on P-42. The planet is bathed in toxic yellow haze, which severely reduces visibility. First measurements have recorded trace amounts of oxygen in the planet's atmosphere. We've also noted the presence of a few species of bacteria on the shores of Mada, one of the cyanide oceans. Let's establish advanced infrastructure. We have the time and we have the resources for it. And we'll get the colonists moving in there.
A science ship team
Does sound familiar, doesn't it, mishaps? Lethal weapon is done. This is the light bulb team. We are stationed at the docking port. It has accumulated a large mass of debris at the bottom. Broken vessels, corpses, damaged cryopods have all been frozen into a horrible amalgam. Ships have entered the port too quickly, crashing inside while attempting to flee. The docking bay came under heavy projectile fire, which tore open the hull and breached the projective plating of the Tamaki. We've discovered an intact, unexploded Black Market Society missile embedded in the wreckage. We should investigate this further. Initiator controlled. We need to... No, we need to defuse it before we try and transport it. We're going to defuse the missile. We're probably going to lose somebody here. But trying to transport that missile means the missile's going to blow up inside the ship. We're probably going to lose the light bulb team here. I'm worried about alloy production. Okay, we've got some more iron coming in. Good. Has all of my cargo ships got iron as a thing they should be picking up? Yeah, they do. Okay, good. It's just low priority. Drone threat analysis technology has been unlocked. I want to read the flavor text from these. Naomi Protocol, hijacking subroutines. This is Clara Bernade from the Engine Supervision District. We noticed several informatic issues. The engines have been stopped and both internal and external communications are being scrambled. We're receiving contradictory reports from all sides. We must engage computer countermeasures and switch to an analog process urgently. Drone threat analysis. Naomi Protocol, encrypting sensitive data. This is Dom Walker. I'm currently headed in Sector 275. Drones have landed from who knows where and have started to cut and carry away everything they can. Computers, components, even workers. Said it's the biggest squad with the biggest guns. It's a slaughterhouse in here. The last few times of this place don't sound great, do they? Let's get the drone bay researching. This is going to help us a lot. Okay, finally getting alloys production on the way. Which means we can finally finish production here.
A science ship team has completed a task.
We've managed to defuse the missile. Yes! The technology contained within it is not only more advanced than that aboard the Tycoon or even the Tamaki, but is of a structure and logic belonging to a completely different scientific paradigm. We have transmitted schematics and data to the Tycoon tech lab for further analysis. Let's leave the wreckage. Okay. Now we've got an event. I think I might have missed the event for the sample, you know? The guy we killed? I think I might have missed it. We now have enough data to analyze the Piranesi missile technology. The associated research project can be launched at the tech lab. With this, we should be able to set up countermeasures to protect ourselves from the Piranesi weapon. Let's get that researching over the drone bay, but we'll get the drone bay into the secondary. Okay. Let's keep going at fast forward speed because there's no real threats right now. We can avoid this as well if we want to. We're actually going to need to build another house after this one because we're already at max capacity on a new one. Because there are 1,000 people living in this sector. Okay, they can now move on to Crux P-43. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end the stream. We've got a lot of stuff happening. We've gone through the dangers of this sector. I'm getting really hot. It is currently 26 degrees outside, and it is only going to get hotter, and there's no AC in this room. And I've been playing for a while. I've already gone half an hour over the stream length, and I think that's unfair. So thank you all for your time. I've had a great time playing Ixion. I want to get this finished as soon as possible. Let's leave the Ixion in orbit of this planet for now. That's a cool, weird blocks there. That's interesting. And next time, we will hopefully get out of the system and find out what's going on with the Piranesi. But for now, let's save the stream. Call it stream 6. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a really good weekend. Honestly, have a great one. And I hope to catch you soon. There should be a new regiments video out this weekend. For now, I'll catch you later. Ciao for now. Bye.